guys, it's Karynjean from Ex Libris Crafts, and we're going to be working with envelopes and scraps again today. I have 3 different types of little envelope folios. If I'm not sure if that's what you want to call them. You can find all kinds of videos on YouTube for this. But what I did with this one is that in our last video, remember where I just made the pockets, we overlapped them this way, so that you could just sew these down into a journal and you would have 2 either side pockets or top pockets or however you wanted to do that. I had extras of these. So, and I think I had 3 extras or 2 extras. Because they were already connected this way, what I did here was I took a piece of scrap cardstock, you can see a little bit of it there, and I fan folded the scrap cardstock because, see, these envelopes are already connected that way. And then these 2 are connected, and then the back 2. And so I kind of hinged them. You really can't see in there. Just fan folding the piece of scrapbook and then gluing. So I had one here, and then I had another one here and another one here. And so by fan folding the piece of scrapbook, I just hinged them all together. And I think Karynjean over on her channel about a year or 2 ago talked about doing this and how to do it and how not to do it. And this, depending upon how much freedom you want with the pages, this is how not to do it. I just fan folded it, so like these open very easily, but then here, this is the next set, and they're glued down, so they're not opening all the way down, right? You could do that there. And then this is the next set of envelopes that are joined together. But because of the way I did the fan fold with that piece of cardstock, I ran into a couple of issues, which I'll explain to you. We're not going to make this one today because it's a bit more labor intensive, and quite honestly, it's not my favorite one. So I had those envelopes. Then I needed to, in order to make the cover, I needed a larger envelope to make the cover, which is what I did there. So, and I just put a piece of scrap paper here. The covers are top load pockets, but everything else is a side load. So I put in a piece of scrap paper here, right, scrap buster, to make that pocket. This was the back of an envelope that I was messing around with that I didn't like. So I covered it because, remember, one side of the envelope's smooth, but the other side of the envelope has the glue down flap. So I covered the glue down flap. And this is plain enough, you could just write on it. Again, this is the glued side flap down. Pocket right there. Plain, glue side flap, another pocket. Then what I was running into back here is the issue with these things not really moving freely. So I took the second to last 2. This is the last one. The second to last 2, and I glued them together just down the sides. So there's the one envelope, there's the other envelope, and then by gluing them together, I made a third little pocket in the middle, right? So there are 3 pockets there, hence the double notches there. And then the last one, because this one really wasn't doing much at all, and this paper's here because this is where the flap was glued down. So I did the same thing. I just glued down the envelope along the sides to the back piece here to make another pocket here. And then we have this pocket, which is the envelope itself. And then this is the outer envelope with the top pocket. And these can be, and so that's this one with the scrap paper. Not decorated. I actually like these because of the size. Look, I mean, it's a great size for your hand and stuff, depending upon the size of envelope you use. You could stick them in your purse. You could put coupons in here. You could do all kinds of things. Stick them in a journal. I really like it. That's one. This one I did just by taking a bunch of envelopes. This is another way to do it, right? You take a bunch of envelopes like this. You fold back the flap. You take this one, you fold back the flap, and you glue the flap down on the inside here, right? You're just going to stack a bunch of envelopes this way. And so then you have a pocket, and then you're going to put another one in, and this is going to be a pocket. And that's what happens. That's what this one is. These are heavier envelopes. Not quite sure where I got them. They're just in the stash there. And you can see I only used 5. It's nice. It's a heavier envelope. But for me and my sausage fingers, getting into it on the inside here, it's an inside tuck, can be a little bit difficult, depending upon what you're using it for, right? I mean, like my hand, I'm having trouble getting in there. Also, you're going to want to go make sure your envelopes are all secured down. But that's what this is made out of. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for the last one, what you do is, so say these are all together, right? And then you have your last one. And what you're going to do as the cover, you're going to fold it over. These are all joined together. You're going to fold this over on the back and glue it down so it becomes your back cover, right? So, like here's my back cover, which is plain because that's where the envelope is folded. So this lays nice and flat. I mean, look at that. It's not even opening. It lays nice and flat. You have lots of writing space in here, or you could decorate it, right? But again, it's a side tuck one, which, depending upon what you're going to use it for. Also, this is very cute and simple to place in a journal. So there's that. You can also take these and put a whole signature in a journal of just like an envelope folio like this. You could just have it as one signature. And I've done that before too. I'll have to try to find it because that journal sold a few years ago. Maybe I can find it. And if I can find that video, I'll link it below so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so there are those two. You're just going to put these aside. And now there's this one. Now this one, it's made out of those same envelopes, and it's the same premise. It's the same premise as this, except instead of having the inside here where I can't get to it, I opened it up on the outside. So these are all outside pockets. And here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a surprise little journalette there in the back. And this one was made, so this is the one we're going to make today, if I can remember how I did this one. I'm sure I will. And this is because, again, it lays flat. I did secure it with a bit of ribbon on the back. And if I had been thinking ahead of time, before gluing down this back piece, I would have put the ribbon in there to secure it across the back piece completely, instead of me gluing it on top and then patching it with another piece of scrap paper, which is not an issue. So there we have it. I'm going to keep this one aside because, me and my mind. Now we have, so I pulled out different types of envelopes here, and we're going to see what we can do, right? If like this one with the inside tuck, if we use a larger envelope, would it be easier? And it might be, but see, this is a very cheap envelope. See, it's coming apart. So I don't want to say cheap, inexpensive envelope. It's very thin paper. So you need to glue it down. Or you can just fold it down to open it up a little bit more. Whatever floats your boat, right? Whatever works best for you. So there's a bunch of those envelopes. What I've also pulled out is I have these envelopes. So, let's see what we can do with these. These came with, I don't know, a card. I only have 4 of them here. Then I have and I have these tiny pink envelopes, Hallmark, which, yeah, are very old and already glued down. So I'm not quite sure. We might be able to do something with them or not. I'm going to put those over here. We have very large envelopes. This would make a very large envelope folio. Which also might be good. And then I also have these envelopes. These are craft envelopes that came with 5x7 cards, right? Again, AC Moore going out of business. And of course, again, craft, I was thinking recipe journal. So I think we're going to do these two. I don't know. I'm going to take these smaller ones and put them aside. I don't think we're going to be doing these today. What I've also pulled out here, just for this project, is I have my whole bunch of grosgrain ribbon over here from the Stampin' Up. I went over into my ribbon drawer, which I never go to anymore, because I know I have something like I have this pale blue. This has polka dots on it, but like I have a green here. This here, I think, is very cheap ribbon. I don't know where I got it, Walmart or... Oh, look, there's another ribbon in there peeking out. That blue stripe. So I have those. These ribbons, which are just satin ribbons, came with the Crafter's Companion card making kits. So I pulled those out because they're just taking up space in my drawer. I don't use them. I don't think there's probably that much there, so we could use those. The colors might be wrong, though. Okay. So... let's start, should we start smallest to largest? Let's do this. Also, I have my scrap bucket here, and I have a whole mess of stickers because we are going to be decorating. I pulled out all my stickers that I haven't used in a while. They're over here. We're going to put them to use. So this is going to be the cover, okay? Hopefully. If I remember correctly. Okay. So we're going to just glue down the one flap, right, like that. Gonna fold it in half to make sure I have it down the right way. And that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna stack them like this, okay? So you're gonna have your pile stacked up like that. So the one flap is going over the opening, and then we're going to do the same on this one. This is going to become wrap around for the back cover. And then we're going to do this. Get the glue there and line it up there. Okay, like that. Open it. Make sure it's pressed down. I like the two-tone structure of this. I'm going to fold this one and glue it down like that, and line it up, get it in there. Okay, whoops. Now see this here, although I'm not going to have to worry about it because we're going to open it up on the outside that way. And then this is going to wrap around here, right? And that's kind of what makes the spine. There we go. And we're going to glue that down. And if I had more of these envelopes, I would have pulled out more, but I don't. These are all I have of this. Ooh, this color. So, this type, I guess. Like so. And there it is. Just simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to move the glue aside. Don't think we'll be needing that. Oh, and I am going to bring over the trimmer simply because I doubt it's going to go through all these, but I would like to keep it because it's a little crooked. So I want to try to straighten it out as much as I can. Beautiful. Now these are all open on the side, right? Pocket, 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 pocket. Isn't that lovely? And this is how easy it is. That's how easy it is. Now, this is also not a very heavy envelope. Not very heavy paper. So, here we go to the scrap bucket. And I actually have this paper, which is that heavy, handmade type paper, right? It's very fibrous. I think I might use that to cover that because the colors go pretty dang well. And this has been hanging out here in this bucket for forever. Oh. So, and yes, I'm just going to cover that straight up. I'm going to just cover that straight up. And what I'm going to do here is what I did with the other ones is I just use a pencil mark. Just use a pencil mark to mark where I want to cut it with the trimmer. So I'm going to cut it there, and I'm going to cut it there. There. Okay. Don't know if you saw that or not, but right there. And right here. Like so. And I was thinking it's an all-over print. It is an all-over print. Okay. And this one we're going to place down right here. Oh, isn't that lovely? I'm going to use wet glue. Let me show you what I mean by this paper, the texture of it. Let's see if I can tear a piece here. It's not tearing, which is a good thing. Oh, there it goes. It's just really, it feels delicate, but that was not that easy to tear. So maybe it's not as delicate as it's feeling. Feels kind of like, I don't know if you were in grade school, if you ever like made paper or anything, that's what it feels like. It feels like, well, because that's what it is. Wood pulp, right? Or paper pulp. That's what it feels like, paper pulp. Whole mess of wet newspaper turned into paper. Okay, so there we have that. And we're going to use the same on the back, but thinking ahead, we're going to put in a tie. Not quite sure what color would go. That green is too bright. That blue, no, that maybe that pink. This, nope. No, that green is totally off. It's definitely not yellow. There's this pink grosgrain, which goes. But let's try to get through these satin ribbons, right? I'd really like to get these satin ribbons out of that drawer. More scrap busting. And I also have wider ribbons. Oh, look at this. Perfect. I also have wider ribbons in that drawer. I'm going to cut this off because hopefully it's going to be long enough because of the tape. So I'm going to cut it off there. And let me see down here. Oh, there's tape there too. Because the tape will leave sticky residue. And let's see if this is going to work for me. See if I'm going to be able to tie it into a bow with my sausage fingers. I mean, I'll be able to tie it into a bow. The question is, how big of a bow? We might, well, I need to make this decision now because I want to secure it behind. So let me give it one more try. One more try. And as we know, satin just kind of, it's so slippery. Satin is slippery. I have my little crochet hook over there, so I know I could grab that if needs be. There we go. It's a tiny little bow. I don't like it. I don't like it, my friends. All right, so much for using those satin ribbons. I have a bunch of grosgrain ribbon with these little polka dots, but I want to get through this stuff that I'm not using. I have a mess of grosgrain right here, so let's use this. That I know I'll be able to tie. That I know I'll be able to tie. Just let me find the center. Just throw that down there just to secure it. Okay, and now let's get back this piece of paper. And we want to cut it there and cut it there. Figure out what else, something else I can do with those satin ribbons, maybe on smaller envelopes. Right, smaller envelopes. Okay. Oh, sugar shoes. It got caught. There. Let's try this again. This time we're going to try it with Fabrifix. I need to get a new bottle out. Just not a heavy, just a thin thing of Fabrifix. And then we'll put this on top of it. Ooh, for some reason, this does not look like the right piece. I need to trim it down just a hair. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah. This grosgrain is not as thin as the Stampin' Up! Grosgrain. So there is that. I like it, which if it were just a little bit thinner, but that's okay. And we don't necessarily have to use grosgrain. I have all kinds of thin ribbon over there. But all this thin Stampin' Up! Grosgrain, I'm not quite sure what I would be doing with it. So this would be as good a use as any for it. Okay, so, and now again, these are all, now see, right here. These are all outside tucks. Let me just make sure that can still open. And it's thin, as we see, so we're definitely going to need to reinforce it. Now this is what we're fixing here because we chopped off the bottom of the envelopes. This was, this is how the envelopes came. This was not me forgetting to glue something. Hello, Copper. I was trimming the cat's nails yesterday. He was not having it. And by the time I got to his fourth paw, he bit me in the face. He was just telling me, he was trying to get away, and I was ignoring it because I was at the last paw. And it's not his fault. You know, he didn't break skin or anything. He was just saying, hey, I've had enough, and you're not listening to me. So, and it also made me think that I might be allergic, a little bit allergic to like the cat saliva or something, because then my face got very itchy, and like he also got me on my hand, and my hand was very itchy. So, okay, now, I like this, so we're going to cover just the sides over here on the left that have the flap fold over. And we're doing this because although this also looks very nice, we need to add more structure to the pockets. Otherwise, the pockets are not going to survive for very long. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so here we have now more scraps, but not as big. Smaller scraps that we could also maybe add a little pocket or something on the outside. I don't know if I have anything. We got wallpaper. We can cut down this piece of wallpaper. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we're cooking with gas. And I do love this. This needs more sticky stuff on it, though. All right. I don't want to think about this too much, right? I just want to, because the more you think, the more you waffle. The more I waffle, anyway. So, and I can measure this 4 inches. Let me just... All right, I'm going to cut it down 4 inches. I'll do that much. Trying to find room on my desk, which I have none of. So we have 4 inches there. For that would be there. We could do let's do 4 inches this way. I want to try to get as much as this pink flower as I can. Let's do 4 inches that way. Okay. And so we have 4 inches. 4 inches is a little bit too narrow, but that's okay. We could do here. Let's do here. Let's go back to marking it with a pencil. Or just folding it. Go back to my folding. I'm not quite sure how straight this is. Okay, there we go. And like so. Oops. Not quite sure what my brother just did. All right, so that's going to add more structure to that. Now, we have 2 more to do. 2 more to do. I could just cut another one. No, I can't. Okay, back into the scrap bucket we go. Oh. Oh. Trim this off. There. And mark with the pencil there and there. Slowly but surely getting rid of scraps. Now, it's pretty. There's nothing you can't write or anything on that. Can't write on wallpaper either. truth be told. But nobody says if it needs to be writing surface, because you have that writing surface. Okay, there's that. That. And one more, people. One more. We could use that. There. And so you make bigger scraps into smaller scraps, but at least we're getting through the scrap bucket. Like so. Now see, this is very flat because it's only 4 envelopes. And there's that. Now I did say I took out stickers, but these are very busy. And I don't think I'm going to have stickers that are going to go on top of there. So for this one, because I used that heavy paper and I used wallpaper, we're just going to set this one aside. If I can. And they don't take very long to make at all. It looks messy, but there we go. Now I want to do one, because yes, our next journal is going to be the recipe journal. Throw the scraps in. I might actually have to go over to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to do the same with this. We're going to make it on the outside. Like so. And I'm getting it, oh, excuse me. Because that's going to be the fold over, I'm getting it not quite to the edge of that, where that is, right? But the rest of these, I'm going to try to get them as much squared away with each other as possible. Again. And what might help you in doing this is using a scoreboard, you know, a large scoreboard where you have a corner. Anything where you have a corner you can tuck things into. This is, like I said, this is craft paper, and it's a bit heavier. Feels heavier anyway than regular paper. So, like so. And of course, what I could have done before I did this, and it's another option, is you can open them all up before you glue them down. Excuse me. But I prefer to wait till after I glue them down. That way that I can square them off with the cutting, right? I can. Okay. And this one, we're just going to fold it over. And if you want, if you're worried about, see, because they migrate, because I don't do a very good job. You can tell they're not all squared away. You can reinforce this little spine that you're making here, because after all, that is only paper. You can reinforce that with, say, masking tape. And I should have done this at the beginning, right, before I started laying stuff down, because I'm not quite sure I'm going to be able to get under the edge there. Just cut off a hunk of masking tape. Or you could use micropore, anything. It's going to be hidden, so you could use anything you want. Something a little bit sturdier that has a little bit more. Let's see if I can. Well, I'm not going to be able to get it totally over there, but something, right? A little something. These are my scissors that I use to cut through sticky things, and they need to be sharpened because they don't cut through sticky things very well. Also, I'm right-handed, not left-handed. There. Okay, so that you can reinforce it that way. I'm folding this over. Now I can make this the back, or I can make it the front. This is the side, and I cover it because there's this ridge here, so that can get in the way of writing. I usually make that the back. Now I'm going to cut these all open. I do not think I'm going to be able to do it on my mini rotary. I'd like to try to do it while it's all closed together. So I'm going to take it to, oh Lord, I'm going to take it to my large rotary, which is underneath a pile of stuff. So I'll be back. Okay. This is my project tray for the recipe journal. But, so I was able to trim it down. Didn't work the way I wanted it to, but I was able to get it all nice and squared away. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the covers. So, like, see, this is the one we made. These are 2 that we made the other day, right? And what I was trying to explain at the beginning of this is I just put a few of them together and then hinge them that way. So, let's see what we got. I think I have a piece of that in there, unless I pulled it out. We have these from my oil company. Love these. We're gonna put those. Okay, so I have this calendar. Some extra tags from the last recipe journal. Look at that. Wow, I made all these tags, didn't even use them. That's encouraging. This is going to be a fun journal. This is oh look, I have 2 of these. Trying to dig down here to see what is this? Oh, and these are, yeah, these are the things we made with Rachel. See, I was thinking recipe journal. I don't seem to think. All right. This is heavy. This came with my, sorry, that's my dehydrator. Let's see if we can open this up. This is heavy. Okay, let's use this. Excuse me. Oh God. Precariously place it on top of this pile behind me. See if we can get this open. Okay, let's see if we can do it this way. There. Now, I hope this is, and this is just the insert that had the manual and stuff to it. Now, so this is, hello Bella. So that's 5 inches. It should be, yeah, a little, it's like 7 1/4. The card is 5 by 7, so it's like 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. So if we trim it 5 by 7, and then we can figure out, then trim it down as needed, like make minor adjustments to it. Okay. I am going to take the, look at this, has this right here. I am going to take this over to the larger rotary though. I was able to trim down the one side of the cover to 2 5 by 7s. And like I said, we might have to go down just a little bit. I might trim this one down a little bit. And then I have this, because the front, the other side of the cover was like torn on the top half. So I got this piece out of it. Who knows? Who knows what we'll be able to do with it? Okay, but so this needs to be trimmed off. I'm going to trim both of them off just a hair, just like 1/8 of an inch or so. Just like right there. Yeah, I saw it shift too. I saw it shift as well. Just that. Okay, and let's see how we're doing there. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Honestly. All right, let me get myself better organized here. Thank you. I throw things on the floor, and that's why I'm always tripping over everything, because I can't. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do with these is, let's see if we can hit them with some ground espresso. Okay. And let's hope, because this is very heavy. This is very heavy and glossy cardstock here. I know I'm really, and this is non-directional. So, we place it down. We can use our thing if we want to really get that burnished in there. Get it to the edges and the corners. What we're doing here by doing this is we're just kind of spreading that glue, smushing that glue underneath it, getting it spread out. There. No, that's the wrong piece. Here it is. Here we go. Now, and also what I think we're going to do with this one, remember, I'm thinking ahead here. I'm trying to think ahead anyway. Let me get this put off to the side, put away. Is maybe, because this is heavy and I'm sure it can handle it, we're going to cover the side that has, I'm sure you can't see it, cover the side But whatever we cover it with, we're going to make it into a pocket. So it's going to be pockets, pockets, pockets. We have this brown one, which is what we're going to use. And see, I like it because it's thin. It's about 1/4 of an inch. I'm just going to take a big hunk because, you know, that's how I roll for my fingers. Hopefully I took a big enough of a hunk. And I don't measure. Maybe should have measured. Oh, no, that'll be fine. Okay, I'm gonna throw down some Fabrifix. Find the center, more or less. Less is more. Like so. And so I hope you're all doing well. I don't know if I said that already. We're kind of far into the video at this point. I'm being very, very liberal with this, again, because it's heavy and it's glossy, and I just want to make sure it's going to hold. And see, that's a good sign. I like to see the glue come out the edges on this one, because that way I'm sure I got it to all the edges. Okay. And yeah. Also, it's easier to tie because it's thinner. The wider it is, the more difficult it is for me to tie. And there. Okay, now we have it on the right-hand side, so we need to figure out pockets. And I'm going to pull over the project tray again. What I think I might have to do is just pull out the ready-made ephemera a little bit as we come across it. Oops. That's not to say we're going to use all of this in this journal, but there's that. Now, we could make that into a pot. Let's pull that out. Yes, I do a lot of bread baking and biscuit baking. These are just like inserts for the cereal and stuff. We could use those for something. Now these I am going to, just like in the last journal, right, cut a couple of these out, and these will be pockets with recipes in the journal. I think that's very clever, and I like that. I like that a lot. Just little scraps of paper just in case. I'm thinking, well, we have tags. Get the tags out. It's thin. It's not going to, it's too thin to turn into a pocket, but we can, some recipe cards. Take these out. Maybe we could just do those. What was that? Oh, the calendar. But we can do certain things with it. Now this is obviously, this is, all right, I have flour, well, not even a flour set, just a bag, from a bag of flour and a bag of sugar. Now, how heavy is this? I'm going to take that out. We might be able to, This one, it'll be large enough we could actually turn that into a page in the journal. All right, I'm separating them out that way. There, let's clean up that pile a little bit. Let's clean that up a little bit. Now, I was thinking, this is what I was thinking. Where is the, it's over here. Somewhere, I don't know. Now this is double paper. I'm pretty sure that at this point I will be able to, yeah, turn it into single. There's more paper for the journal. Okay, so like here. Oh, I need to iron it. All right, I'm gonna go turn the iron on. I'll be back. Okay, I got this ironed. I have to cut this off because that's a piece of glue. But as I was waiting for the iron to heat up, let me just do this. Oh, look, there's a recipe. Rocky Road brownies. Oh, that sounds lovely. Turn that into a journaling card right there. Because I do a lot of stuff in the kitchen, I am never at a loss for things to put in a recipe journal. Okay, I'm just saying. Anyway, I was going through my scrap bucket because trying to get through the scraps, and because I knew I had stuff in there that could be related. So these are large scraps from a paper pad. You can see there's a little glossy there on those tomatoes. Very pretty, right? Limes and the greens. So I just was pulling out scraps that I know we could use in this journal. I said I was going to do this. Can you get out the trimmer? Move the journal aside. The trimmer does not like being, it likes a flat surface. I'm going to trim it right there along there. And let's pull this back and see. All right, let's trim off the bottom here. Okay, now at least we have a corner we're working with. Sorry about that. Okay, get that out of my way. And this, all right, we're just going to, well, what I'll do is I'll just fold this. Maybe. I'm sure that's, where's the fold there? Okay. And just use my scissors. Okay. And oh, I'm going to have to take it to the trimmer. Okay, let's bring the trimmer back. Oh. Now, I think it'll be fine. It's not very heavy paper, right? It's not. But I think it'll be fine as a pocket. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll just cover this one. Maybe we'll just cover it because it is rather thin paper. You know, this paper is heavier and that could make a fine pocket. Okay, we're not going to, we're going to glue stick it. We are. You see me getting all over the edges, right? Ugh. Making sure the glue stick is on and off the side there. There. Okay. Okay. So there's that. Now, 1, 2, we need 3 more. You could put it there. It is going to be a side pocket. What does that say? Modern version currant cakes. This will work. Trimmer, please. I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble. Right there. Okay. Modern version currant cakes. Just a little bit. Don't want to get so much of the title out. And I think, well, hold on. Maybe I'll put this on the next sheet. I want to go through, go through some of those cardstocks that I just pulled out to see. Yeah, we'll put this one here. To see if there's a piece big enough. There. And I just had another idea too, actually, which would be kind of fun. Let's pull out the calendar. Oh no, I was thinking because it's a pocket in itself, I could just glue it down and make it a double pocket, but it's not. We're not going to see a recipe there. We're just going to see the calendar. So no, that's not going to be fun because it's not a calendar book. It's for the recipe journal. Okay, we have our pile right here, and actually seeing that the only 2 pieces big enough are these 2 pieces. So tomatoes. We can use the tomatoes in one. Right. Yep, that'll be fun. I'm gonna put that back because these pieces are totally not big enough. Totally not big enough, but we can use them for a pocket. Use them for pockets and stuff. Okay, I said tomatoes. So it's very pretty on the other side too. I'm actually just going to use my pencil again just because. So we're going to go here and we're going to go here. And this is a very large pocket covering practically the entire thing. So we might decide to cut it down a little bit. Let's take a look. We could gusset it even. We could put a little gusset. Let's see. What do we have? just going to gusset the sides, and I'm not going to make it a large gusset at all. So I'm going to cut it there. Just like so. And let's see. I'm going to cut it there. And I'm going to cut it there. Very, very narrow gusset. Very narrow gusset. Let's... I think my dog's outside. Barking like crazy. And I'm actually going to take out... Oh, I have to reach the little scoreboard for this because this is way too narrow for me to fold in half with any kind of accuracy. There. Yeah, the dog's outside and my brother's ignoring her. He's the one who put her out. I'll be right back. Okay, just as I was about to go downstairs, I heard him go outside. The thing is, the dog doesn't really listen to him. She barely listens to me. But that's okay. All right, let's get that aside. Now, there we have our gussets. Right. So right, very right, very good. And we will, yeah, all right. Now it doesn't go down the full length, which is fine. It's okay that there's room at the top and at the bottom. Let me get this over there. Oh, and because it's so thin, I think I'm going to throw down a piece of micropore on it as well, just for added security. If I can find the end, there it is. There. Now for the other one. And I'm putting the gussets in because it is heavier cardstock, just so you can get in and out a little bit better. Again, no gusset on the bottom because I don't want it to be a true gusseted pocket. I just want a little bit more ease of use, is what I'm saying. And a piece of micropore. There. Okay. There we go. And we will bring back our book. This will go here. Get you out of my way. This will go here. I'll try inking edges, but I'm not sure that it's going to do much of anything here. It's certainly not with the glossy portion, I don't think. All right, yeah. Oh, missed. Okay, and so we are going to glue the gusset, right? Glue the bottom. That's kind of sloppy. Glue the bottom and glue the gusset. And there. looking for my paper towel, which I might have thrown away. Oh dear, it's all buried. Okay, well, did I throw it away? You never know with me. Can't find it, so I'm thinking I threw it away. All right. Let's just quickly make a few more. These are just regular size paper towels. And so I just quartered them because otherwise, I believe it's less waste for me. I just only need little bits, right? There. See, it just gives it a little bit more give, get in there. We have the pocket there. We have the pocket there. We have this here, and we have a little pocket here. And now we need something back here. So we need something over here. What are we going to put over here? We could put another recipe. Kind of thin. Fresh southern corn pudding, young carrots and raisins. Oh, there's an actual full-time recipe. Okay, we're going to, because this is all the way down here, we're just going to trim off those edges. I'm just going to trim off the edges, just so that it can fit. Not that I really care about, the corn on the cob recipe. We all have our own ways of making fresh corn on the cob. There. Will it fit? It will fit. We will notch. We will notch. And we will, because this book is so old, the edges are already discolored. Okay. Oh, I should have slipped it down just a hair more, but that's okay. Oh. There we go. Pockets, 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 pockets. I do not know, and yes, I'm not decorating this because I do not know how much time we have spent on this video. So, I have my big stack here. But let's review, shall we? Let's take a look and see what we've done. Let me get this thing tied first. Okay, so to review, we have the 3 prototypes that I showed you at the beginning of the video, right? That one, this one, which lays nice and flat, and this one, which I have upside down. And together we made this one out of these nice envelopes. Whoops, let's take a look. Something stuck there. Okay, so we have pockets. A few pockets. These are fun envelopes, so they have the writing space there and there. Right? We did that one. And then we made this one for the recipe journal that we have coming up. So this is another way for you to envelopes and scraps. Just do it, right? Have fun with them. I really like this. This is pretty, although again, side pockets. So there we go. This is Karynjean from Ex Libris Crafts. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it inspires you to get out your scraps and get out your envelopes and go have a play. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.